When pressures are high, you need seed performance that's just as strong. Hello, everybody. I'm Brownfield anchor reporter Megan Grubner. Welcome to our next episode of Cab Conversations. Joining us today are several folks from around the Corn Belt, and we're going to check in. First, I'll allow you to introduce yourself and give just a brief rundown of what you do and maybe how crop conditions and harvest might be going in your area. Pierce, let's start with you.
All right. Well, my name's Pierce Bachman here. I'm a farmer from Roanoke, Illinois, which is Woodford County, Central Illinois. Here it's my dad, uncle, and I. We farm a corn, soy, grain farm. We also have our DeKalb dealership, 3B Seed. And locally, things are just starting to go. We started harvest Tuesday and got 2 days in, and now we're rained out. Only corn. We haven't started any beans yet, but I anticipate after the rain we'll be starting on beans.
Thank you for joining us. Reed?
Yeah, I'm Reed Gill here, technical agronomist for DeKalb Asgrow here in southern Wisconsin. Crop update here in southern Wisconsin. We got through the corn silage here, a lot of yearlage and snappage going on here. Yield expectations are very variable out here, with the drought monitor pretty hot and red over here in Wisconsin. We're seeing a lot of variability, but coming in here at or maybe even above yield expectations here. So early indications looks like it's going to be within yield expectations.
Variability seems to be the word of the year for 2023 as I've talked to farmers, agronomists, and seed folks throughout the country and throughout the Corn Belt. Darren, let's check in with you.
Yeah, good morning. So my name's Darren Johnson. I'm a fourth generation farmer here. I have a family farm, farm with my uncle and his daughter. And then also I am a second gen DeKalb and Asgrow dealer as well. In southern Minnesota, Faribault County, right off the Minnesota-Iowa border. We're really kind of struggling for rain here right now. Probably a day late and a dollar short. We really haven't had much measurable rain here for 2 months almost. But surprisingly enough, yields haven't been really all that bad. We talk about variability. Yes, that is the name of the game. That's what we are seeing too. We are seeing 20, 30, 40 bushel spreads on soybean yields. Not corn yields. Corn yields are more like 100 bushel spreads we're seeing easily across the field. And I'm thinking that's probably going to be pretty typical across the board.
And last but not least, Seth Irwin. Seth?
Thanks, Megan. I'm Seth Irwin, DeKalb product manager located here in St. Louis, Missouri. Over the last couple of weeks, I've had the opportunity to jump in a few combines with farmers and would echo what everybody else has mentioned, seeing quite a bit of variability, but overall, pretty good trends, and farmers seem to be at expectations to what they were hoping to as they head into harvest.
Thank you all for taking some time with us today. We're really going to talk a lot about DeKalb VT4PRO products today. We're going to focus a little bit on insect pressure as well. Pierce, I'm going to start with you. What kind of corn insect pressure do you typically experience throughout a growing season, and how did this year stack up?
So, typically and historically, we've seen a lot of the northern corn rootworm and western corn rootworm, maybe a little bit of black cutworm. This year, we really didn't see much compared to other years. And locally in my area, it's not as bad as, say, like northern Illinois, because we do a lot of rotation.
Darren, because you farm and are a dealer as well, what about you in your part of the country?
Yeah, so our neck of the woods, historically, we have been fairly high corn on corn acres around here, probably 60 to 70%. That has tapered off within the last year, but yeah, as far as pressure goes, westerns are very high, northerns are high. This is the first time in about 10 years that we're starting to see some extended diapause also come back in. So we are starting to see some issues there. So as far as rootworm pressure goes, it's starting to come back with a vengeance up here.
Does that extended diapause create an additional challenges in terms of management and control practices for farmers?
Yeah, it does, because really you have to look not only 1 year, you got to look 2 years out. So it comes from a management standpoint. we have to make sure that we're paying attention to that, especially as seed dealers, making sure that we can manage that. And also with some of the newer the new rootworm traits that are coming out with the RNAi technology, that will give us the ability to kind of change that rotation up and get a different mode of action out there for rootworm as well.
Here's what type of management and insect management practices have you incorporated on your operation?
Say probably for the last 10 years or so, we've been doing a corn soy rotation. About every acre around here is rotated every year. There's very little corn on corn, as well as we do plant alternated corn. Yeah, pretty much sums it up.
Reed, when we talk about insect protection and we look at this new trait, what does it provide growers who maybe are battling these types of pests and trying to plan ahead in terms of management practices?
Yeah, so the new VT4PRO will be bringing 5 modes of actions, for above and below ground insects, including that new RNAi technology that the corn rootworm hasn't seen before. Mother Nature keeps adapting and scooting around some of our technology that's out there today. So we need to adapt with it here. Looking at the VT4PRO, it's going to be bringing, based off of our Tricepta platform, bringing the above ground protection there for the European corn borer, southwestern corn borer, fall armyworm, black cutworm, western bean cutworm, and corn earworm for above ground protection. And even in Wisconsin here, we've had true armyworms this spring, and the Tricepta technology was hands down better than anything else out there in the market. But for below ground, this new trait package will help farmers there from that low to moderate type of pressure, be able to handle with these 2 modes of action below ground, with the RNAi technology, which is, the latest defense in corn rootworm management.
Pierce, you've had some test plot questions. Can you talk a little bit about the planted test plots of DeKalb VT4PRO products? And while you may not have had the pest pressure experience, how is this a valuable product for folks in your area?
So the test plot I have is the 114.99 out in my plot, and I'm excited to harvest it. We haven't done that. We're hoping to here in the next probably 10 days, but I think it'll be good for the farmers in my area because it should offer a high yield. And here we have real productive soils and a high yield ceiling. And I'm hoping that with VT4PRO, it'll help push that yield ceiling. And yeah, especially because we don't have high rootworm pressure either. So it should be a good fit for us.
How did it perform from an agronomic standpoint as well?
Seemed to look good all year. We've had a pretty good year altogether. We started off dry, and then we started getting some rains late June, early July, and all season long, it's looked like real good corn. Ears and everything are real nice. Seeing a lot of 16, 18 rounds and pushing 40 long. So yeah, it looks like it'll be a nice corn for us.
Seth, we're talking and we're hinting about some of these products as when we talk about the DeKalb VT4PRO products, what will they provide for 2024 and in what relative maturities?
Yeah, Megan, we are really excited about the VT4PRO launch in DeKalb. We're going to have 6 total products in the lineup this year, and they're going to range from 95-day maturity all the way up to 119-day maturity. So if you're find yourself in an area with that low to moderate rootworm pressure and interested in VT4PRO, odds are we've got the product that's going to fit your maturity.
Darren, as a dealer, why are you excited about the opportunity to offer your farmer customers VT4PRO next season?
Yeah, so with the Smart Stacks Pro also in the mix there, it gives us an opportunity to layer a bunch of these traits where we can make sure that we can move them around where they need to be year to year, talking with our customers, making sure that we are able to fit all their needs. And also what I'm really, as a dealer, what I'm excited about is the opportunity at some genetics and potentially opening some genetic opportunities up to top end yield, and kind of opening that up as well, and seeing some yield that maybe we haven't been able to see in the past with some all proprietary traits.
What makes this a good fit, and what makes DeKalb VT4 products a good fit for your customers?
Well, I think this year is a perfect example, because with the weather that we had, just the inconsistency of it. You walk out in our plot right now and I look at plant health and all these newer genetics, whether it be SmartStax Pro or VT4PRO, they all look absolutely fantastic, and weathered the storm, so to speak. For us, seeing them on a year like this is really unbelievable, seeing where they're at today, knowing that they didn't make it this far with the variability that they had to go through.
Reed, we're talking about these new technologies and this new the new products available. I guess we should probably focus on what RNAi technology is and how it works. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so the RNAi technologies, it's going to be a specific mode of action here that's different than our normal BT traits and our soil applied insecticides, that will help increase a corn plant's ability to defend itself against the rootworm. This specific mode of action works by interfering with the pest's ability to create a specific protein that it needs for their own survival there. So it's a different mode of action that the corn rootworm has not been exposed to here.
What type of farming operations benefit from VT4PRO?
I mean, many different types of farming operations can benefit here. Farms with low to moderate corn rootworm pressure, or farms dealing with the extended diapause from the northern corn rootworm, or we deal with some western corn rootworm variant over here on some rotated acres, and also here with a lot of different environments here in Wisconsin, areas that historically deal with some above ground pests too, dealing with the western being a black cutworm here.
As we look ahead and we talk about this, Pierce, based on your experience and knowledge about the new technology, what are your plans for DeKalb VT4 products for the coming year?
Say for the coming year, I plan on putting it on our rotated acre, which is about every one we got. But yeah, gonna stick it out there with some of our other full season corn and just see how well it really does perform.
I would assume it's exciting to have new technologies always coming online and the ability to, one, test them ahead of time, but then when you see their success, be able to implement them in your operation. How do you share that experience with other farmers in your area?
Just share it by talking about it. Yeah, start seeing how well it's doing and promoting it. And yeah, just as you visit with guys, kind of tell them about it and get them to try it out and try it on a field, split a planter, and go from there.
Seth, when we look ahead to 2024, what's the seed supply situation for DeKalb VT4PRO in the coming year?
Yeah, so as any launch product for us, Megan, it's going to be a relatively low volume when we look at the whole portfolio. For the brand, it's coming in at less than 5%. But as we look at the areas in the country, like the group is representing here today, where we're seeing that pressure from the extended diapause and just overwhelming corn rootworm pressure environments, those teams are forecasted very heavy into our SmartStax Pro technology as well as our VT4PRO technology. And you'll see upwards of 10% of the portfolio in those geographies be VT4PRO. And we're excited for what the future of VT4PRO is going to be for us over the next 3 to 5 years as we really ramp it up to be our predominant trait in that below ground space.
Reed, how do you work with farmers to help them determine the insect protection that's right for their operation and to figure out what fits best?
Getting out in those fields, scouting those fields by digging roots and looking for, above ground damage, looking at the ears, seeing what kind of pests are feeding on the ear, just to know what kind of levels out there, but also digging those roots, scoring those roots out there to see what kind of pressure you're dealing with this year. And up here in Wisconsin, we're seeing the pressure move farther and farther north in Wisconsin here. So we're using the sticky trap the sticky trap protocol out there to try and monitor what our adult corn rootworm beetles, are doing out in these cornfields and what they're going to be laying for eggs out there for next year, to know what kind of pressure we can expect for next year. So getting out in the field is probably, knowing your fields is probably the best way to monitor your pressure.
Darren and Pierce, I'm going to ask you both this same question. Darren, we'll start with you. Why do you think DeKalb VT4PRO is a good fit for your farm and others like yours?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Megan. Yeah, for us, with a little bit more corn on corn up in this area, and like I said before, to be able to layer different traits like the SmartStax Pro and be able to move the VT4PRO into some of our customers up here are 2 and 3 year rotations. Then they would switch back to beans, which some of them are absolutely a perfect fit for VT4PRO. But we also have some customers of ours that have had some fields that have been 20 years corn on corn. SmartStax Pro is the perfect fit for that right now. And for us to be able to have that option and, really to have all them traits and all these hybrids available to us. I mean, we're really, DeKalb's portfolio is second to none in my eyes.
Pierce, what about you guys?
Yeah, I think it'll be a good fit because, we don't have as high a rootworm pressure as other areas. So SmartStax Pro can tend to be overkill for us here. I think that having the removal of the Herculex trait should help with a good yield bump. And here with high productivity soils, it should really help to maximize it.
They are beautiful, highly productive soils in Woodford County.
Yes, nice black dirt.
I miss it. I live in Kentucky and it's definitely not black dirt down here. Darren, when you talk about and think about using this product on your farm, why is it important for dealers like yourself and Pierce for you as well to not only try these, but then to expand these product offerings with new technologies like DeKalb VT4PRO?
Yeah, why it is so important is, granted, the old rootworm technology, efficacy wise, is still hanging in there. Pests always seem to find a way to manage their way and work around some of that. And for us to be able to layer in some of this new technology helps us to provide another look into the future and to be able to set up for that next trait that will be coming out for rootworm 2. So it just is another whole new management level for us.
Pierce?
Yeah, kind of like what Darren said. It's just great to add another product and trait to DeKalb's lineup, give a grower another tool in the toolbox to help him keep expanding his operation as well.
Seth, as we wrap up today, we understand the products as well will include an enhanced seed treatment package. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Absolutely, Megan. Thanks for asking. I don't think we spend enough time talking about our seed treatment, especially when it comes to our VT4PRO package. So all VT4PRO products are going to come seamless with an Acceleron 314 seed treatment. It's an exclusive seed treatment from the Acceleron lineup, and it's really the only true nematicidal seed treatment product specifically for corn. It's a never before seen combination of both Votivo and Flupyrum. So we're excited to be launching that this year and launching it seamlessly with VT4PRO. And on top of this new seed treatment, VT4PRO products are going to be seamlessly treated with a 1250 rate of poncho. So that's what you're going to get when you order VT4PRO. So not only is it the latest and greatest technology that we have from Bayer on our exclusive genetics in DeKalb, it truly is a best-in-class seed treatment that's coming on these products.
Gentlemen, thank you so much for your time today. Seth, if folks want to find out more information about DeKalb VT4PRO products, what's the best way for them to do so?
The best resource for our farmers and our dealers to reach out to about VT4PRO would be their local teams, their local agronomists. Not only would they know the best products that would fit them, but also have an understanding of what supply and opportunity is for their geographies. You can certainly visit our website, but I would start first with your local teams and agronomists.
Thank you all for an informative and interesting conversation. Pierce, Darren, here's to a very safe and bountiful harvest this fall. Gentlemen, thank you so much.
Thanks, Megan.
Thanks, Megan.
I'm Megan Grebner. You've been watching our latest episodes of Cab Conversations, brought to you by Bear Traits and Systems.